How's it going, my peeps? Got some great news for TNA fans, especially TNA fans that have been waiting for a brand new Impact Wrestling video game, just like myself. As you can tell from the title, there is a possibility of a brand new Impact Wrestling video game. You see, according to PWInsider, Dixie and a few TNA executives early on in the week met up with some Activision producers to discuss a brand new TNA video game. And this is something I've been wanting for a long time. Actually, I've been wanting that since this game got released. The game we're watching right now, the first TNA video game on consoles. Now, I will say this video game definitely has its flaws. To be quite honest, this video game really wasn't as great, I guess, as it was hyped up to be. It wasn't really all that great. But it was a change from the usual wrestling games. The gameplay definitely wasn't the same type of gameplay you had when it came to WWE video games. This one, the gameplay was a lot smoother. The gameplay didn't feel as mechanic, I guess, but at the same time, you had a very limited moveset. But really what it's all about is giving people, a choice, an alternative. Because if you didn't like the WWE video games at that time, then you had something else to play. You could play, instead of playing SVR 08 or 09, whatever SVR game was the newest one out at that time, I think it was 09, you could play TNA Impact. And there was an online community. You had online in the video game. You could play triple threat matches and stuff like that. You also had, your TNA roster in your video game. So that was the first video game where you could actually play as TNA superstars. So guys like Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, you actually had Booker T in the video game, Sting, Christian. You had all these guys that you couldn't play on a WWE video game unless, you created them, made a created character out of them, but it's not exactly the same thing. And you also had unique match types that you never seen before when it came to wrestling video games such as Ultimate X. Look at how cool that is. A freaking environmental grapple. I just freaking shoved AJ Styles onto the barricade, and once again, bam! It turns my grapple into an environmental grapple just because I'm close to the barricade. That was a pretty cool feature there. And I know All-Stars, the gameplay engine of All-Stars is pretty much the same as this one, or very close to it, but you can't do that in WWE All-Stars. So this definitely brought some unique features, I guess, to wrestling video games. And I know I've made a video about this before. It was titled Time for a New Impact Wrestling Video Game. But at that time, it was just something I wanted. There wasn't any news about a new TNA video game coming to consoles. There was only news about a new TNA video game coming out on tablets and iPads and such, but this is really what I've been waiting for. Now that we've got this news that, Dixie and some TNA executives met up with Activision. I mean, Activision, that's a pretty big company, they're taking care of Call of Duty, and Call of Duty every single time it comes out, it's a freaking bestseller. So I'm interested in seeing if Activision is actually the one that produces the new TNA video game. Then I'm interested in seeing what happens, how they take care of that, and how the game's gonna look, how's it gonna play. So I'm really hoping they go through with it. And when you think about it, now's the perfect time because they can announce it for the PS4, new Xbox, Wii U. Think about it, W15 versus Impact Wrestling. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, click that like button. With that said, I'm out, guys. See ya.